COP28. What an absolute bloody farce. As I said in my previous video on COP28, and if I remember, I'll put the link up here again. COP28 would not provide anything different than all the previous COP meetings. Well, I was actually wrong. It's even worse. The COP28 president, Sultan Al Jabba, who's the CEO of ADNOC, which is the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, has used his position to whitewash figures and to call out someone who's criticised him. He sounded very positive when he announced that they will be doubling their CCS targets for 2030. Now that's carbon capture and storage. Yes. What he didn't tell you was that the old target of 5 megatons of CO2 equivalent has been increased to 10 megatons captured. Sounds great, doesn't it? Yeah. In 2023, they will have emitted 487 megatons, and that's predicted to grow to 684 megatons by 2030. I mean, what an absolute farce. He also stated the following: I am here factual and I respect science, and there is no science out there that says the phase out of fossil fuels is going to achieve 1.5. 1.5 is my North Star, and a phase down and a phase out of fossil fuel, in my view, is inevitable. It is essential, but we need to be real serious and pragmatic about it. Yeah, the 1.5 he referred to there is the 1.5 degrees Celsius of global temperature rise. Yeah, he also stated that it's impossible to quickly stop using the product, i.e. his product, oil and gas. Now, whilst you would expect the CEO of a large fossil fuel company to make such idiotic statements to justify their product, it should not be coming from a COP president. It's unprecedented and completely unacceptable, especially seeing as how it's a complete and utter lie. It's very easy to remove fossil fuels from society, but of course this clown wants to protect his company and his product, doesn't he? I did warn that this would happen when he was made president of COP28. The general consensus in the world is that fossil fuel use has to peak in 2025, and this clown wants to increase his share of the fossil fuel industry. Currently, Saudi Aramco is the largest producer. In 2022, they produced 11.5 million barrels per day, and they've got reserves of more than 270 billion barrels. That's billion with a B. ADNOC themselves are producing over 4 million barrels of oil a day, and 11.5 billion with a B, again, cubic feet of natural gas per day, with plans to increase to over 5 million barrels per day. No wonder this clown doesn't want COP28 to be successful. COP27 a year ago had got 600 delegates from the fossil fuel industry, which was more than any other group. COP28, it's going to be over 1,000 out of about 70,000 attendees. I mean, you can see what they're doing. Under the Paris Agreement, greenhouse gas emissions have to be cut by 43% by 2030 if we're going to limit global warming to the maximum of 1.5 degrees Celsius. Current trajectories look like emissions are going to rise by 9% by 2030. I mean, come on, people. What the actual F is happening? Whilst we need to reduce emissions by over 40% over the next 6 years, COP28 President Sultan Al Jabba and his ADNOC company are planning on investing $150 billion over the same time frame. So one good thing that has come from this summit so far was that the parties agreed to a new 420 million fund to help the poorer and more vulnerable countries cope with the costs from disasters that will eventuate. And the UAE hosts have pledged 100 million of that, making them the most generous donor. So, on one hand, they've said that they need to be helping countries cope with the disasters that are happening and are going to happen as a result of climate change. And on the other hand, they are planning a massive increase in investment and production of fossil fuels. This is all complete and utter madness, driven purely by greed. And sod the consequences for the rest of the world. They're just selfish turds. Even ExxonMobil CEO Darren Woods got in on the farce, rejecting the International Energy Agency's recent claims that wide-scale CCS, which is carbon capture and storage, to fight climate change was an implausible illusion. He said the same can be said for EVs and solar energy. Yeah, well, he's protecting his company again, isn't he? So where is all this CCS and the CCS technology? It's just not happening. But of course, that's the answer that these dino-juice companies come up with and support the increased use of their product because they're going to double their CCS, carbon and capture storage. Yeah, like there just isn't the technology around to do this massive CCS that is needed. But ad not, fudging the figures, yeah, they're not actually telling people the truth. It's just a tiny percentage of what they're producing in greenhouse gases. So COP28 actually started on the 1st of December and goes through to the 12th of December. And I'm recording this on or around the 4th of December. So, do you think anything positive is going to come from this meeting, apart from higher fossil fuel production and more lies? Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching this rant. I think I'm living up to my moniker of a grumpy old man. So, just make any comments below on how you think this is going to go. And don't forget, please click that like and subscribe buttons below so that the YouTube algorithm will promote this video and this channel. Now, also in the description section below, you can see that I've now started a Patreon subscription, 3 levels, besides the Ko-fi link for any donations people would like to make. Now, running a YouTube channel is quite challenging, both on time and the finances. So any help will be greatly appreciated. Now, if you join at the current top level plan, I plan to start a monthly online meeting, Zoom type of thing, as well as a few other benefits. So thanks very much for your support. I really do hope you will consider it seriously. And I'll see you all very soon.